Welcome to the Combustion Chronicles podcast, where bold leaders combine with big ideas to create game-changing disruption. I'm Shawn Nason, your host for navigating the upside-down world of disruption. Hey everyone, I am Shawn Nason, and I am so excited to be here with Michael Harper and Robin Glasco, my co-authors for Kiss Your Dragons, and we are prepping for a quick series on the book. And what I wanted each of us to share with you today is what our favorite mindset, heart set is within the book, to just give you a glimpse of what's going to take place over the next few weeks. So, Robin, I'm going to turn it over to you and share with the listeners what your favorite mindset, heart set combination is.
Bias towards action. And it is
doesn't surprise me.
It is, and this is why it's one of the things that I don't care what company I've worked for or with. There is the exact opposite of bias towards action, and you guys will recognize what this means. You have all these meetings about meetings, and nothing gets done. One person can hold up the decision. You waste a lot of time. And I remember this one from a former organization that I was at, and we went through a 2.5-day workshop focused on a particular problem, had about 5 different minimal viable product options to choose from, went into a 1-week sprint to further develop them from lower to a higher level of fidelity, presented to the original sponsor of the effort, as well as the executive vice president who needed to move or not. And so we presented, and at the end, and it was not your typical presentation. It was, we showed video, we let them tinker around with the solution. And afterwards, he and some of the other leaders in the room were like, wow, we were able to do in 10 days what typically would have taken us at least 3 years. And then the executive vice president turns up to me, he's like, that is just magnificent. I've never experienced anything like that. Put together the business case, and then we'll talk about it. And he goes to get up, and I grab his arm, I set him back down, and I say, Pat, his name's Pat, that was the business case. And why that one is so important is because when you think about, we've all written business cases before, yep. And those are more theory-based, right? There often can be an academic exercise. You do an external assessment, some internal capabilities, and a lot of, you might talk to a couple of customers and ask, hey, would you want to buy this? Very different than bringing the customer into the conversation, co-designing with them, and putting something into their hands, talking to hundreds of people over the course of 10 days, that help you to build it and say, hey, I will buy this tomorrow. Yep. If I had $1 to invest, I'd invest in that business case than an academic exercise.
Amen.
And that is a complete bias towards action, because at the end of the day, it's built. We've already tested for desirability, we've tested for feasibility, we've tested for viability, so that means people want it works, and you can make money at it.
In 10 days.
In 10 days. So let's go.
Let's go. Awesome. Well, Michael, I can only think of what yours is going to be, especially after what Robin just shared. But share with us.
For me, it always comes back to falling in love with the right problem, and that matches with kissing your dragons.
Yep.
They go together. For my best example, I had a friend the other day who was just complaining and complaining and complaining. She was unhappy at work. She kept blaming this boss for this and this colleague for this and the system for this. And I finally said, after listening, I'm just not sure that you've fallen in love with the right problem yet. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, the problem that you're trying to solve right now is you're so focused on trying to make your relationship better with your boss, and you're trying to make your relationship better with this system and making it work. I said, what's the real problem here? And there was a pause. And there might have been some emotion in that point, and she said, I'm just not happy working here because this is not the job for me. Whoa. My skills don't match what they need from me.
Wow.
So you can fall in love with all those other things just to kind of make yourself feel better, or you can get honest and fall in love with the right problem and get yourself to a better place.
Love it.
Saves you a lot of time and money.
Yeah, and probably no surprise to either of you two, because it's also one of the subtitles of the book is, mine is Radical Relationships and Finding Your Swarm. And for me, radical relationships is a natural thing, and it's deeper than anything that you can imagine. And we've talked about this, right? It's not just about, oh, you're a good friend, right? Or we've known each other a while. It's really about that push and that tug and that challenge and that sometimes even in your face piece of, not only just leaning in to kiss your dragon, but putting yourself in situations that are going to make you uncomfortable and get at your gut and challenge you to be a different person. And that's why radical relationships is so important to me. So to all of our listeners, all of our viewers, we're really excited to bring Kiss Your Dragons to life in this podcast and on the Combustion Chronicles, and we look forward to you listening to the rest of this series. Thank you, and we'll talk soon.
We're excited to depart from our usual programming for a few weeks to present a special miniseries based on my new book, Kiss Your Dragons, Radical Relationships, Bold Heartsets, and Changing the World. Throughout these mini episodes, I'm joined by my co-authors, Glasco and Michael Harper. Together, we'll be digging into the heartsets and mindsets featured in the book and getting real about our personal journeys that led us to launch all of this into the world. Like it or not, you've got some dragons in your life that need kissing. So pucker up and let's have some explosive conversations.